been a while, Redskins Nation. It's been almost since 6 months, more than that, 7 months, nearly 8 months. But probably like the 5th time, because I make my videos over a very wide range of time, I'm back. So yeah, now that the training camp is kicked off for 2017, the first football game to be played will be in, today's the 27th, I think. So it's 8, 9. It's a week from now, yeah. Because tonight's Thursday, and the Hall of Fame game, Cowboys-Cardinals, where the Cowboys are going to get their butts kicked, is going to be in a week. So yeah, guys, think about that. Football is back. And I'm back. I'm just feeling really into it, even though I don't really watch all the press conferences or all that. I'm just ready to watch some football. So I'm just backing at it again, and yeah, it's really all there is to it. I'm just feeling like making a video for the first time in quite a while. So yeah, last year we didn't make the playoffs. I really hope we do this year because we haven't ordered any tickets yet. So if we do happen to make the playoffs, then there's a good chance that those are going to be probably pretty expensive. So I should be counting my blessings if that's even in the question. But the only way I'd probably be able to go to a Redskins playoff game is in the Super Bowl, because I've never in my lifetime have they made a Super Bowl. Hopefully many of y'all Redskins fans out there, like my dad, for example, he's been a fan since the 80s and the Gibbs era. I mean, many dedicated Redskins fans. Believe me, we're all the best fan base, and as Chief Z said, the best fan base of any sports team ever in the country, in the world, worldwide, in history. So there's thousands of us that cheer on our team that are dedicated fans, and I know y'all have seen what we have done in the Super Bowl 3 times, and we've been to the Super Bowl 5 times, but we lost twice. But still, that's a positive record, and that's good enough. It's definitely better than being an Eagles fan, having, I think they went only once or twice. I think they went sometime in the early 80s and lost, but yeah, I think they did. But yeah, having always been the team of the NFC East, always having to be the victim of the no ring memes, or the floor is a Super Bowl championship, all the memes coming at the Eagles for that. So that's another good thing about being a Redskins fan. So yeah, and another thing that this team really needs to do this year is really kind of remove a stereotype that a lot of fans will think of when the name Redskins pops into their mind. Like not fans of the Redskins, but just like NFL fans in general who think of the Redskins as the team that always blows it or just is never going anywhere. This year we need to really break away from that stereotype, and we need to forget about all of the disputes between the Redskins and Kirk Cousins over all this contract talk. I mean, quite frankly, I don't think he deserves $20 million, but I'm not going to get into that because, that's apparently a divisive subject. And we're not about divisiveness now. Football is back. We're supposed to be rejoicing and all that, So, yeah, this isn't a time to be, all, upset about a stupid thing. We're supposed to be pumped. We're supposed to be happy that football's back. And you know what? That's just how I'm feeling right now. A week from now, I mean, even though the game's probably just going to be, a bore fest, the first few drives are just going to get me back into it, just watching. I mean, specifically watching the Cardinals' good plays, because I don't want to watch the Cowboys do anything good, isn't that right? Unless it involves Alfred Morris, because, Morris, still think he was one of our greatest mistakes. But again, that's another divisive subject. Specifically, if I, shift that to a former quarterback we have who many of y'all might know, who I'm a big fan of, who is also planning to work out with the San Diego Chargers, who in fact were a team who I was planning to make a Madden 18 franchise about to revive his career and maybe bring Alfred Morris in and, I don't know, ditch Melvin Gordon. I might have been thinking of a different team because I wanted to reunite the two because they were just so good together. You see, this video for me is just, I'm just winging it today. I'm just carrying it, a whole bunch of subjects I could talk about, but this is just really a random video. I'm going to try, like I've said in all my other videos, not to make it too long, but, you know, there's really just so much to be happy about now. I mean, there's a lot of good. I really like the pick of Jonathan Allen, even though they rated him only 73 in Madden. I'm sure that rating is going to skyrocket after this season. He has a great chance of winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, so far we have Jordan Reed on PUP. We also released Houston Bates today. We signed EJ Bibbs as well. I heard. I get a lot of this news from Washington Redskins on 24/7 Sports on Facebook. I mean, some of the stuff they post is a lot of stupid content, you know, all contract talks and with Kirk Cousins and all weird odds and stuff. But you know what? I mean, I still follow the fan page. I still follow the page. I still get a lot of the news from it. So, yeah. And Junior Glett was reported to be the last player off the field today. So that's I guess a good thing to hear. Let's hope he doesn't tear his ACL third straight year, because that should just force him to retire. That would be a really sad ending to his career. 3 straight years in Washington, 0 snaps on the field. That would just suck. But you know, it's going to be fun to watch him play on the field. It's going to be one of the guys who I'm also excited to see is Samaj Perine, the guy who lifted up a car. The running back who honestly does remind me of Alfred Morris. He could be our next Alfred Morris. He was a 3rd-round pick. Just like Matt Jones a couple years ago, but, you know, that guy wants out. So, I mean, I did say free Matt Jones at one point, but he doesn't want to be freed by us. He doesn't want the snaps, so he should just get out of here. I mean, yeah. Fat Rob is better than him. Fat Rob at least continues the grind. I mean, Matt Jones, I'm pretty sure he works hard and all he does, but, you know, Fat Rob doesn't complain. And you know what? That's the better option in the player. We also got, who's really impressed me, even though I've had trust issues at times with him for not being a full-time receiver, it's Terrell Pryor, the guy who's really been catching eyes all around Redskins Nation, all around the league even. He's been making sick one-handed grabs in practice. He's been really tearing it up, and you know, him and Kirk Cousins, they could be something dangerous this year, and he could probably push for a big contract next year from Kirk. So all this disputes and stuff get settled, and you know, there's not going to be, well, you know, the drama's always going to be in Washington. If you're a Redskins fan, you know that wherever we are, drama is. Come on. But at least that part of the drama would probably ease for as long as he's under contract. Jamison Crowder's also primed for another breakout season. He kind of broke out last year, but more so as punt returner. He also, he had some good moments at wideout, but this year a lot of people were expecting good things from him. Josh Doxson's going to get another chance to step up. Jordan Reed is on PUP, like I believe I said before, but you know, he's still a top 5 tight end. Some people think he's like Gronk or better than Gronk. So yeah, that's stuff I like to hear, and I think he's quite possibly primed to become one of the best tight ends in Redskins history, if not the best. We also got Kendall Fuller entering his 2nd season. We got D'Angelo Hall, the vet, back there at safety, as well as Sua Cravens entering his 2nd season. Sua! I love. That's what I say whenever Sua gets a highlight play. Can't wait to watch him fly around the field at strong safety. He confirmed that he was never an inside linebacker. He was a strong safety. That's the position he's going to be playing, and he wants us to know that. And yep, that's about it for Sua. We got Norman Breeland's entering a contract year. He's going to have to prove himself there. I really hope he does. I hope that Breeland Island wasn't just a temporary fluke, and the beginning of last year isn't going to carry over. Remember when he got torched by Antonio Brown in the first game? I was pissed watching that, but you know, he's been moving on. He's got to move on. You know, it's good. I think. I don't know. I hope kicker will be all right because Dustin Hopkins missed a lot of key field goals last year. It could have won us key games like in Cincinnati. We could have won there. Dallas, we missed one. It's just that wasn't good. I really hope we can either he fixes himself or we move on. Tressway is fine at punter. Front seven, Zach Brown was a good addition for us. We also drafted Ryan Anderson from Alabama, former teammate of Jonathan Allen. Drafted two former Alabama Crimson Tide in first two picks. There was two pretty good picks, John Allen and Ryan Anderson. We also got, of course, Gillette. Trent Murphy's under 4-game suspension, but he'll be able to show his stuff in the preseason. He had a pretty good season last year, and of course, the showstopper Ryan Kerrigan on the edge. You got on the O-line, which I've not talked about yet, Trent Williams. You know, yeah, nothing really much more to say about him. Spencer Long and Brandon Scherf are also good, as well as Morgan Moses. I believe the left guard position is probably our weakest point. I think we're still going with Sean Laval. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. But, I mean, I haven't been all up to date on the depth chart and stuff, but I'd like to see how it plays out during training camp. What else is there to talk about? Defensive line. I think this might be another area of concern. We signed Stacy McGee, who I believe is a former Raider. We signed former Dallas Cowboy Terrell McClain, brought him to the good sign. I think he's a pretty good signing. Who else we got back there? We re-signed Ziggy Hood, I believe. He's still on our team. I don't know. I'll have to relook at the roster because I don't know. I don't think I've been memorizing the roster as of lately or been keeping up to date on that. But there's a lot of talent throughout this team as there is throughout the NFL, and this team really does have potential to win and make it to the playoffs this year and win the division and have like an 11-5 season. That's probably I don't know if that's their ceiling. It probably is. Their floor has got to be what USA Today, I believe, predicted them to go this season, which is 5-11 and lose the division. That's got to be the floor for them. Because, I mean, Kirk Cousins has really gotten better. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of him, I got to say, he's one of those guys who once he gets on his game, sorry, just spit there, like, he's a guy like his former college rival Russell Wilson, who once he gets in the groove, you can't really stop him from doing that. I mean, there's those games like the Cowboys game in Thanksgiving where he threw for like 400 yards and still lost. I mean, that was a good game for him. The problem was like the defense couldn't really cut it. So yeah, and Russell Wilson has always had that defense, let's be honest here. But again, like, it really, when you watch him play, he always is going to get those completions, even if you think the defense is prepared for it. It just seems like they can't stop it because we got the receiver core to help him out. We really got an offense that can really, if they perform well in key situations, in which they didn't last year, late in games and oftentimes early in games or at any point in a game, if there's certain situations that we can just get better on as a team, then we have the potential to win the division and prove that we do belong in a competitive division, which we did not successfully do last year, as we showed in our losses to the Panthers, the Cardinals, definitely the Cowboys, the Steelers, and of course the Giants at the end of the season, where there was the coaching that needs to get better too. And this, I mean, I haven't really heard much hot seat talk about Jay Gruden, but, I mean, he's got to really, he has got to improve in these situations as well. I mean, it's not just the players, even though I'd like to say it is. The players, of course, they need to improve. Everybody, there's always something to improve on, even if it's a perfect game, so to speak. But you know, there really is no such thing. There's nowhere to go but up. So really, all that talk about 11-5 possibly being a ceiling is false. It's fake news, as many people might say today. It's fake news because, you know, the sky's the limit, right? So yeah, we have all the potential in the world to do great things this year. It's just everything needs to come together, and you know, again, a lot of these players can't. They gotta really remain. They gotta remain focused on football first, and forget about trash talk. Forget about the you like that, all that, you know, all that boasting and showboating, and you know, I mean, that stuff. I mean, it's fine if we do it for fun. I mean, it'll help our. I mean, it's good if we do that. Like, it shows that we're all connected as a team. But you know, if we just abuse it, like, you know, with jinxing ourselves, like, how you like me now, and you know, all that, it's gonna get us, and it's gonna really not. It's not gonna end well for us, like it did last year, and as it has for the past 5 years, and ever since we started doing good, you know. But it's really ever since I've started following football as closely as I do. But the same thing has seemed to happen almost every year, even though, like, we've done better certain years. The season seems to end the same way. It's like each and every game that every crucial loss that we suffer is a microcosm of the season, and we really cannot let that happen this year. All right, Redskins, you hear that? We can't let that happen. All right, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. This has been a completely random video about all Redskins stuff. I'm really psyched for this 2017 season, as should you be. And leave your thoughts on our current state and what you think we need to do to perform well, or make it to the playoffs and win the division and compete this year. Just let me know how you think we're going to do it. Maybe post a game-by-game prediction in the comments. Just post whatever you want in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Just thanks for watching, and hail to the Redskins for life. I'm out.